Hi, my name is Michael Schack. Welcome to dv247.com, and this is the brand new TD15 which just came out at the Frankfurt Music Fair here in Germany. Now, very important, this TD15 actually inherits already the brand new supernatural engine, sound engine from the TD30, the flagship model, the brand new flagship model, which came out a few months ago at the NAMM show in LA. Now, this new supernatural sound engine is very particular for V-drums because it's not only about sound, it's also about triggering, it's about ambiences interacting with the drummer. So let me just show you, this is for instance a VH11, this is the TD15KV setup, this is the VH11, a hi-hat controller which has already been out a few years, but it truly gets its second and third life when combining it with the TD15 module. The amazing preciseness and also the different stages in between open and closed hi-hat are really very realistic. Let me show you. Another example. Also, these are new sounds that come from the TD30, so also the cymbal sounds in this new TD15 are actually some of the brand new cymbal sounds that you can find in the big TD30 as well. Now, another very important thing about this supernatural sound engine is of course the triggering speed. This TD15KV is as fast as the TD30. This means that it is even 35% faster, or it has 35% lower latency than the former flagship model, the TD20KX. So it is truly a revolution having this supernatural sound engine inside this TD15 middle class drum set. Also, we have the brand new TD11, which is not displayed here, but this TD11 also has the supernatural technology inside. But also very interesting, and maybe you need to come now to look at the display. Brand new user interface. Brand new user interface with brand new functions. For instance, now compared to the former model, the TD9, you can have full editing, but also, for instance, you have snare bus control. You can actually make the snare strainer virtually react on the tom resonance, like we had with the former flagship model TD20 and also now in TD30. You even have snare bus control inside the TD15. You can also change the tone color of your instruments from very sharp to very dark. On top of course, the usual tuning, which is very versatile as well. And on top of that, panning and volume within the same image. So the user interface has truly been improved as well. Now, we don't only have instrument editing, but we also have effects editing. And now with the TD15 you have separate ambiences and multi-effects and EQ for every single kit and every single instrument by itself. So for instance, ambience, I can do incredible things. I can choose between different setups, which also have been developed for the TD30. And on top of that, you can change the character, you can change the size of your room, you can change even the wall type of your room, which was already well known from the former model. But now we also have synth faders. And you can even, and this is also really interesting, determine the amount of ambience on your effects, because now in the TD15 we also have multi-effects. You have a compressor, you have no effects for instance, you have a compressor, very powerful and very fast compressor, which really beefs up the drum sound. But let me switch it off. Now, no quality loss, just more power. You also have a saturator. This is a brand new effect which comes from the TD30 as well. You have isolator, You have a filter which actually also syncs to any of your playing. On top of that, an auto, which is really neat to use on the bass drum, for instance. There's plenty of examples that's going to be on YouTube. There's an overdrive, there's distortion, there's lo-fi settings, and so on, so on. So for any type of modern electronic or acoustic music, you can actually not only determine the sound quality, but you can also determine the multi-effects on top of your drum sound. On top of that, there's also an EQ for every single separate kit, with not only high-low, but also mid-range and Q settings. So any kit can be totally customized like you want it to be. And now there's also a brand new coach function. There's a new function in the time check. Now you can actually play exercises and check on your timing both for snare and kick together. You get a mark. So at the same time you can have hand and foot exercises and check on your timing. There's plenty of modes actually. There's an easy mode and so on. You can display snare and kick, or you can, for instance, also change it to ride if you have ride exercises combined with cymbals, for instance, just for timing. Anything you want to improve your playing for, you can check it with the new Rhythm Coach time check. The time check, improved time check. There's quiet count, there's warm-ups like they were originally, but now really interesting. Let's look at the back of this module. The back of this module has two USB connections. One is for memory USB key, which you can use not only to play WAV files and MP3s, but on top of that you can even save your data or exchange your data. For instance, if you change something on one of the kits, immediately you can save that separate kit to the USB key and sell it to your friends through Facebook or whatever. But on top of that, there's also MIDI connection, USB MIDI connection and computer connection. This means that you don't need to have a MIDI interface like we used to use, but you can directly connect your computer and directly use your playing and trigger any MIDI outside of the box, like for instance any DAW station, you know, any digital audio workstation, directly also record your MIDI performances inside the computer without any latency. Again, this is a really fast module. And then we also have a brand new phones out, separate phones out level control. This is not only very convenient when you use phones, but also very convenient, for instance, when you have your own monitoring system. The master level will determine the level of output, audio output to the PA, but you have separate monitoring control, which is very convenient, and it was never been found before on any middle class drum module. There's also internal songs in the TD15. Here we go. Full songs, lots of them, play-alongs and so on. And on top of that, when you press play, you have a full song. You can of course use the drums, just play along, change the volume of your song, while you still keep the balance of the drums. But now, very interesting, A/B looping. Sorry, I need to use another example. Let's go to another song, for instance this one. Okay? Change the volume, change the speed. And also very interesting, this new A/B section controlling. And it's very tight. You make your own loops. Go back, change the speed a little bit. For instance, let me show you again. You make your own loops out of the songs. Very interesting. And the good news is you can also do this with the songs that you read from a USB key. So this means you might have a drum fill from your favorite player, just A/B it, select the drum fill only, and just learn the drum fill by itself. change the speed of the drum fill, and you'll be teaching yourself how to play this particular drum fill very easily. Just by using the TD15, you don't need any computer, you don't need any outboard gear, you can do it all inside. And to finish off, there's not only a brand new module with the TD15, but it also comes with this brand new pad, the PDX100, which has been specially developed. This is the new PDX100. It's a bigger pad than we used to have, and on top of that it has a new construction. It's really light, but at the same time very precise in triggering, and also thanks to the combination with TD15 you really get a very nice playing feel, of course, by playing on mesh heads, which are actually adjustable as well. But this new pad really is a true life changer for anyone who had experience with the electronic drum pads from before. It's a really incredibly reacting and very realistically feeling pad, the PDX100. So thank you for watching. I hope you didn't laugh with my Belgian accent. I did my best. I have new teeth, and for the rest I wish you a very, very, very nice drumming year. See you later.